Maybe that truck is like a ghost truck and he's leading us out. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. Can't you tell?
Do you think it's going to be haunted?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Even though the state backs up the claim.
That gets you there.
Yeah, but it's like out in the middle of nowhere, so it's not like, you know, it gets you to the shopping mecca.
Yeah, I don't know. I know when we went to that one church up here, it was definitely creepy.
Well,
I'm sure this
and we got the
creepy.
Voices at that church.
Yeah.
So
And I'm sure this is going to be creepy too. So
I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited.
But it is. It's a 2.5 hour drive.
But where do we get to have lunch at?
Saxon's Hotdogs.
Woo woo.
If we can find it.
Find it. So you know how they say men don't listen when their wives talk?
Very close to half a mile in. Get the camera on my face where I can drive.
That's what I'd say too, Tommy, if I went in the wrong direction, to the wrong place. Alright, so I gotta use Tommy's phone because we're using mine for the GPS because for some reason the Android
Google Maps won't find it.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe because the road's abandoned, but you can see we're literally one more time out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we ain't seen a house in miles.
No, it's just been this. We decided to do this last night over drinks, and I sent Doodlebug there the information, and he only glimpsed at it.
That's not true.
And jumped the gun and picked.
That's not true.
What happened?
Well, as you said, my maps don't pull up this, but it pulled up another place, which I think is connected somehow. And the pictures for it were the exact same picture you were looking at. So I said, okay, well, that's it. And that's what we hit when we left this morning. So not my fault.
That's not what we hit. That's what you hit. And I even asked the question, why didn't we turn towards McCormick?
Well, my GPS didn't say go that way.
But the article did.
Whatever. We both had the same pictures. I showed you my phone and you showed me yours.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered because the place you were going, the road was closed anyway, so,
Yeah, so
I won.
whatever. It's not always about being right.
You only say that when I'm right. Tommy, I think we went back in time.
Well, I think so too.
There is another vehicle ahead of us. Oh, it's old too. I didn't even notice that. It's an old-timey vehicle in front of us.
That's what we went back in time.
Time warp. There's a house somebody lives in. We're in a time warp, Tommy.
Your GPS says prepare to park your car near State Road South 33 141. Oh God.
This is fun, huh?
Discovered America.
One back road at a time.
Crazy ass place after another. 8 millions.
Another back road, y'all. At least it's not raining and muddy this time.
Yeah, that's a good thing. 75 degrees outside, having to run the air conditioner.
I want you to repeat what you just said.
Exactly.
But no, PG it up a little bit.
I said the Indians drug them all the way out in the middle of nowhere to kill them. They could have waited till they got to a town somewhere.
Hey, Tommy, what do we know about the middle of nowhere?
It was once somewhere.
Exactly. I think this was all middle of nowhere.
It still is. I didn't sign up for no damn hiking trip. This place is for sale. Wouldn't that be cool to build your house right next door to it? Thought the state owned it. Oh, there's a road, and I'm gonna guess. Yep, see, look, it says Long Cane site. Well, it says L Cane. Bulldozers road. They should have brought the shotgun and the 45.
And a four-wheel drive.
Yeah, and a 4-wheel drive. Here's one of the wrong turn movies.
I was thinking that the whole time. Seriously, get out of my head. You got me sketched out.
We just live. We're looking for a hot dog place. It's supposed to be out here somewhere.
You know how GPS do.
Oh, we're getting close.
On your left.
There's a loop at the end down here. I'm glad the road ain't all destroyed through here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the sign.
Yep.
There's a little bridge.
You don't have to walk far. It's right there.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We are in South Carolina.
McCormick, South Carolina, or Troy.
We don't know.
Troy, McCormick, somewhere
If
around.
you want to find your way here, you're going to have to use Apple Maps or Waze.
Waze will get you almost here.
But it is the Long Canes Massacre. And it's a mass grave is what it is. So,
It's like 23 settlers were killed by some Cherokee Indian, by what, over 100?
100 Cherokee Indians, and 20.
I mean, I'm sure it says it all right
Yeah,
there. But.
it does. 150 settlers against 100 Cherokee. Both sides lost roughly 20.
But what we find strange is that it was primarily the only ones that was killed was women and children.
Yes, from what we understand by the article.
And from what I understand, from what I was taught, that the Cherokee usually would take those captive instead of kill them because, you know, children especially were valuable.
Yeah.
So, kind of don't. I've never heard of this.
Something happened.
Something happened.
Something happened.
But I have never heard of this. Yeah, there's something.
But it's literally
Something had to provoke that.
It's out in the middle of nowhere, but
Literally
it's
out in
very
the middle of
peaceful.
But even the state is saying that there is evidence that there's been paranormal activity here. So
yeah, so bring a tent, pitch it up right in the middle.
Which, speaking of, we have been challenged by one of our very good vlogging friends, Chuck and Sherry, and we're en route with Chuck and Sherry, to spend the night at somewhere that is haunted. So challenge accepted. Not here.
It's too far.
But it's going to happen, and it's going to happen in June, we think.
Yeah, well, no, ain't no
Well,
thing.
we know. The reservations have been made.
It's already going.
It's already going to happen, so
We will.
we're going to spend the night.
We'll do that. But yeah, I'll definitely come out and check this out.
Yeah, it's worth it. I mean, it really is. And I say you're close enough to Abbeville. This is actually a little before Abbeville, but it's worth traveling into Abbeville just to go to Saxon.
Yeah, it's not that far,
So,
15, 20 minutes.
yeah.
So, all right.
All right, let's check it out. So what do we got?
We have a footbridge here that I'm sure wasn't here in 1761. 3 miles west is the site of an attack by the Cherokee Indians upon settlers of Long Canes in the Cherokee War of 1759 to 1761. There, on February 1st, 1760, about 150 settlers
Refugeeing.
Very thank you. To Augusta were overtaken by 100 Cherokee warriors. 23 victims left on the scene of action or their burial in one grave. So it's a mass burial. Got it?
Yep.
You trust this bridge?
I don't.
It was built by your forefathers.
I don't think it's quite that old.
Cane Creek ain't got no quarter in.
I'm surprised as much as this ding dang rain.
I'm sure this tells us about, let me get a picture real quick. Tells us about the massacre.
All right, so interestingly enough, one of our founding forefather, I think he was vice president or president.
Vice president.
His mother was killed in this massacre.
Grandmother.
Grandmother?
Grandmother, Catherine Calhoun. She was 76 years old with 22 others were here, murdered by the Indians the 1st of February, 1760.
Wow.
And Patrick Calhoun, which was her husband, put up the headstone over there.
Okay. All right.
In 1785 is what it says. I don't know what took him so damn long. I reckon it took a long time to carve that, huh?
Yes.
So this is a mass burial site. So this is what that says.
Okay.
You can't see it, of course.
I can make out Mrs. Catherine
Yeah,
Calhoun.
you can read Catherine Calhoun across here, 76 years, murdered by the Indians.
And what is this? Is just a footstone? I guess. These the other people.
Mary Winfield Patrick. Oh, yeah. This is pretty much it.
Yeah, this is it.
Still really neat.
It is neat. And have you ever heard of this?
No.
Me either. I always, believed like out of the tribes, the Cherokee were among the more peaceful. So I wonder what.
Especially, it was, from what I gathered, more women and children that were killed.
Yeah.
Would have been pretty a few weeks ago. They had
Daffodils
lining the
Yep.
borders. Yeah.
So it's curious though. I would like to know what started it, and why they chose, or why it was more women and children. Any ghosts here who would like to speak? Tell us your story.
Let's think how old this.
It was put there in when? 1785?
17. That's what it said. 1785.
Yeah. And that you can even still read it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's almost 300 years old. 1985 would have been 200 years that stone was put there.
Oh, it's got a little plaque on the back.
Oh, we got to do one show
This
too.
is the National Registry of Historic Places. Lone Cane Massacre Site. Look at the back of that stone. It's stained with blood.
Okay. You're ridiculous.
Looks like
It does look like it, but it's not.
it's just the iron in
Yeah.
the stone.
Oxidization. Nice piece of granite. I bet it's local granite.
Yeah. Maybe it took that long to get back out here because of the Indians.
Could. Any ghosts? Anybody want to talk? Tommy's going to try to open up his Ghost app.
I got mine open.
Mine wouldn't because I don't have any service and I had to re-download it.
You hear a high squeal like pitch?
Mm-hmm. Anybody want to talk?
Color. Color of what? Now, we're not ghost hunters by any means.
No, we just like to come out when somebody says somewhere's haunted. We like to try it out.
You never know what you find. I mean, coming through these electronics and ship.
Well, they did come over on a ship, didn't they? My camera, I'm having problems with my camera. It keeps shutting down and then it wouldn't let me hit the record button. Any new words?
No, we're at ship.
As Tommy said, we're not, we don't consider ourselves paranormal investigators. We just like to come out whenever somebody says something's haunted. You know, just to see if we pick up anything at all with the phone or the video or the Ghost app. So far, I think we've only managed to pick up anything once, and that was at Ridge Church in Iva, South Carolina. That was pretty eye-opening, and we didn't even realize it until we got back and started editing. The birds have gone quiet, though. You noticed that?
20 Cherokees were killed. Also.
Huh? Became. So I've already got an alien and exceed. Somehow I don't think that's them communicating.
No, I don't either.
All right, well, bye, ghosts. Well, we made it back to the car.
Yep, nobody got us.
Well, Tommy said something bit him, but I think it was probably a bug. But anyway, but I did have problems. I did have probably a blow dart. I did have problems with my phone though, and with my camera just stopping, and then it wouldn't let me reboot it. So I don't know, but it's always interesting when we come to places like these. I'm always excited to get home and edit, so I can see if maybe the same thing that happened in Iva could happen again. I doubt it, but you never know. I always keep hoping though. I would like to add though, we have amassed quite a following of actual legit historians that have gave us insight on certain things that we've came to check out and posted. So if anybody has any more background information about this massacre, I would love to know it, because I just feel in my heart of hearts there was something that provoked that. And I'm not going to get into the whole race thing, because I genuinely believe that the majority of us are doing the best we can to love each other and do right by each other. So I'm not going to get into that debate, but something had to happen. Something had to happen to provoke that. I don't think it was just, you know, a willy-nilly raid. My phone did it again. Y'all, you can't see now because he right in the corner, but that's the same truck.
Southeast on Charleston Road west toward Laurel Street. In 800 feet, turn left onto Hall Street.
Tommy, that truck disappeared, dude.
Take the next left.
No, it's up there, okay.
Then turn right
Woo!
onto Church
That,
Street
I think
west.
that's where we need to turn. Maybe? No? Yeah, see y'all, it's the same old truck. I'm telling you. Look, y'all, if we'd come in a different way, it said it right there.
Yeah, it sure did. But we come in a complete opposite way. We wouldn't even on this road.
Well,
Twig Street.
so it turns out they've got signs all over the place for this.
Yeah, it's
I mean-
same sign.
Yeah. We're still with the truck. And I think he thinks we're following him.
If y'all would take notice, that truck has no turn signals,
No
brake
reflectors.
lights, and no tag.
Yeah. And only one side mirror. And I think he gives 0 Fs. Maybe that truck is like a ghost truck and he's leading us out. No fun. No fun at all. Waited like 2 years for this, y'all.
Take the next left onto State Highway.
Hot dogs are not my thing.
Then
They're Tommy's thing. He likes them a lot. But occasionally when the hot dog is really, really, really good, I can get down with it. So I can get down with Saxons. So we're gonna give the barbecue a try this time. It's a pretty heavy.
It's a dense barbecue sandwich.
It's got mayonnaise and supposed to be some pickles on there, but I don't see any pickles.
Might be on the bottom.
Maybe. Still good?
Yeah,
Still worth the trip?
it is.
Alright, Tommy, honest review.
For
Saxons.
Saxon's hot dogs, they don't need a review.
They are the best.
The hot dogs are good.
Well, they run probably neck and neck with Griffin Dog,
Turn right onto South Carolina 72 East.
but I really can't say which
Continue
one's
on
better
South Carolina 72 East for 2 miles.
because it's been so long since we had.
Griffin, yeah.
Yeah. But we got their barbecue sandwich.
It was okay.
It wasn't a smoked pulled pork, it was a roast pulled pork.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay.
It was good. I liked it. I liked
It
it
was
had
heavy.
pickles on it. Yeah, it was. That was a dense sandwich.
Yeah.
So anyway, worth the trip coming back.
Yep.
Well, all right. Welcome back. Yeah, Saxons. Just hot dogs. You can't. It's a gas station.
They don't even
hot
have
dog,
hamburgers.
but
They got
it's-
hot dogs, pulled pork. They do breakfast.
Yep. You can't beat it.
It's so good, y'all. It really is so good. And
Yeah.
that takes a lot for me to say that about a hot dog.
If you're ever in the area,
You gotta go.
go. And the town is beautiful.
Yes. Absolutely.
Abbeville is a beautiful little town.
Absolutely visit downtown Abbeville.
We'll link that to
Yeah.
this video too in the
Yes.
description.
All right, so Tommy, you know how you always say I do no research?
Yeah.
I did some research.
Well, I always say you do it before we. You need to do it before we go.
Well, a lot of times we didn't have any signal. Okay, so you want to know the facts?
Let me know it.
Here's the facts. This massacre was part of the Cherokee Uprising, or better known as the Cherokee Rebellion, which started in 1751, and it would span the next 10 years. The uprising and what ultimately led to the Long Canes Massacre was a dispute between land boundaries among the English settlers and the Cherokee. The Cherokee legally owned the land, however, the English refused to honor the boundaries and encroached further onto the Long Cane Creek territory. In 1760s, the settlers decided it was time to get out of Dodge after being warned by a woman from a nearby tribe that the Cherokee were planning to attack the settlement. The settlers immediately decided they didn't want any part of that, so they packed up their belongings and headed off towards Augusta and the safety of Fort Moore. Split into 2 groups, the first of the settlers arrived to their waypoint destination unharmed. However, the remaining 150 were late to start their journey and slowed down by rain and mud and fell far behind. A Cherokee war party led by 2 chiefs, Big Sawney and some other guy, I can't remember his name, happened to have decided they would raid the Long Cane settlement, but when they arrived, they found the encampment empty. Figuring they'd leave well enough alone, they decided not to pursue. But just as they were about to leave, they heard the yells of the remaining settlers who were struggling to cross Long Cane Creek and figured raiding them sounded like a solid plan.
Yep.
Basically caught unaware, the settlers had little chance to defend themselves and very little time to reach for their weapons before the Cherokee war party was on them. Some managed to escape, but by the end of the raid, 50, mostly women and children, were dead. Some of the children managed to escape and were found wandering the woods later. And there's an account that one man found 9 children all alive, though some had been scalped. 2 little girls, both of which were the daughters of William Calhoun, Patrick Calhoun's brother, were captured. One resurfaced years later and was rescued. The other was never heard from again. William Calhoun managed to save his pregnant wife, throwing her on the back of a horse where she was able to escape into the forest. She gave birth to her son that night in a cabin somewhere deep in the woods of the area. The burial site came about because Patrick Calhoun, who escaped, returned to the area and saw the 23 dead bodies, and the group came to a consensus that it was easier to bury them there together rather than try to transport them. And this concludes my book report on the law.
Well, that's good. That's good. I got a question. When you get scalped, your hair grow back?
I don't know, because I imagine they take the whole scalp, which would be like the root
Yeah, so I don't know.
parts. I don't know.
That's the only question I got out of that. It sounds like it's just a simple case of trespassing.
Really, but they kind of took it to the extreme.
They was trying to take their land, and they was like, "No, you're not," and they was like, "Yes, we are." And they was like, "Well, we'll show y'all," and then
that happened.
Later, they got shown. So
yeah, that was a bad idea. All the way around.
All the way around.
It was a horrible idea. But anyway, on that note, South Carolina's got some haunted places, man.
Well,
we've got another one to go to also.
Yeah, there's a lot of history from that area. Our daughter and son-in-law don't live but an hour from there, and it is so much history up through that. The Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina
But not just
coast.
the history, the haunted history.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's another place upstate. South Carolina.
Yeah. Up by Westminster.
Yeah, so
Westminster. Okay, well, we need to wrap this up. But anyway, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when we upload new videos. Till next time, bye-bye. Stay spicy.